grew up in rural Henry County on about 60 acres that had been owned by my family for 100 years. We had all the perks of living in the country. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad is a retired Air Force veteran, and he spent nearly 40 years in the Air National Guard, the 180th National Guard base outside of Toledo. So when I was a kid, I didn't know much more than farming, because most of my family farms, and teaching or nursing or the Air Force. At one point in time, I met a lawyer. He was a senior partner of a small firm outside of Cincinnati. His partner needed a secretary. Said to me, "Why don't you come work at our firm?" And I went, and I learned a lot about the law. And eventually I started going to school at night at the University of Cincinnati. I worked at the law firm during the day, and carried a pretty rigorous academic load, but fell in love with law and the writing. And I think there I learned to think like a lawyer and analyze. I knew that I could do this. I could be a lawyer, and made my way eventually up to the University of Toledo just to check it out. I think there was a small part of me that always wanted to come back to Northwest Ohio to be closer to my family. My husband and I have 4 children. Our oldest is 10 and our youngest is 4. We're fortunate because my husband is at a point in his career where he can work from home more often than not. So a typical day in my house, might start earlier than you would assume, sometime between 5 or 5:30. My husband and I get up as quietly as we can so that the kids don't wake. And before you know it, it's 7 o'clock, 7:30, and it's time to get the show going. It's a bit of a circus around our house. So by the time we actually get everyone dressed and fed and their lunch boxes packed, you're ready to go sit in a quiet office.